Good afternoon, 6th grade. This is Mrs. Parkinson, and this is how to create a Works Consulted page for your Greek mythology trading card project. So here are the requirements, and if you notice down here, it says all the way at the bottom that you need a list of resources in MLA format. You must turn the list of resources you use for information. This must include any websites and sources for all the pictures that you use. The resources must be listed on a separate sheet, and if you find sites via a web search like Google, you need to give the entire web address because google.com is the source. We've also talked in class about using credible and reliable sources, and so sources that we do not want to use are Wikipedia and ask.com and Yahoo Answers. Those are editable by anyone. And so the quality and reliability of their information varies from day to day and moment for moment, really. So how do you do this? Well, first you're going to open up a web browser and you're going to go to www.easybib.com. This is a citation generator. It's really cool. Before this citation generator, we used to have to memorize how to do all this stuff and refer to an actual manual on how to do it. There are some things you should remember how to, the order that you should remember, and I'll talk to you about that at the end. But besides that, I think this is an awesome invention to use. So what you want to do is, up here, it lists the most common sources. So if I gave you photocopied pages for your source, you're going to need to use the book one. And how you would do this if you had used a different book is you can search by what's called the ISBN number. That is that number by the barcode of your book. It usually is 13 digits or something like that. The book I gave you, this is the ISBN number for it. And so you can type in the ISBN number and simply click Cite it, and that ISBN number is an original number out of all the books, and you will find the correct book. Once you do that, it'll ask you, oh, is this the book you use? And if I gave you photocopied pages for your project, this is the book I used, Ingrid and Edgar Perinderler's Book of Greek Myths. So you would click Cite this, and it's going to bring up all the information that you need. Now, if you're using a book, most likely you didn't read the entire book, so you're not going to be citing the whole book. You're going to be citing a chapter or a section. And the form is going to load differently for that because you cite that differently. Now, if I gave you a chapter or a section, usually at the beginning it would have a big title that says like Heracles or I can't think of another one, Artemis or Demeter, and that would be your chapter section title. The only one I know for a fact that I did not give the title to might have been Tabby. And Tabby, the title of your section was, well, I think it was Zeus, but the title of your section, Tabby, that I gave you your information from was Zeus and his family. So remember, I did the trading card for Theseus, so the title of my section was Theseus, so I type in my section title there. That's the title of my chapter. And then I just need to scan down all this information and see if there's anything else I can add. Oh, if I'm just using a part of the book, a chapter, I need to fill in this pages part. So the pages I used, I think, were 147 to, 148, to 157. No, 158. But if I give you photocopied, hopefully it has most of the page numbers there. If not, you can double check in class on Thursday. I have a couple of copies of this book now. Then when you filled out all the information, click Create Citation, and it's going to give you a citation. And it's going to put it in a list with all the other citations that you've done. I've already done a bunch, but I want to show you how to do a book. And then another type of citation I know we're all using is websites. So up here, to do another citation, you just make sure it's on website, and then you find the website you used. I used this website, which was MythWeb for Theseus, and you copy the URL and then go back to EasyBib. And all you have to do is paste that URL in there, click Cite it, and it's going to generate the form for you. And it's letting me know right away that it did not give me this type of information that is usually needed for a source. So I'm going to need to look back on that website to see if the publisher, an electronically published date, or any authors are given. So I'm going to hit continue, and it's going to load an editable form for me. So the first thing, and what's really nice about this, I like it, it highlights it in orange. First thing I need to go back to that website and look for is an author. So this is my website, and look, right here, text by Joel Skidmore. So then I can go back to the form and put Joel, if I could spell Joel, right? Joel, and then Skidmore. The next, oops, what happened here? It loaded my citation because I accidentally hit return. The next piece of information I needed was the publisher sponsor. So that should be who published it. Usually you can find this type of information way at the top of a web page or all the way at the bottom of a web page. So there's nothing at the bottom, so let's go back up to the top, and look, it's copyright MythWeb 1997. So we're going to use MythWeb as our publisher or sponsor. And then down here, the electronically published date. We don't know the day and the month, but we can put the year of 1997, which is the copyright date, which is close enough. One thing you want to do for websites is right down here, underneath the URL, it's going to be defaulted to display URL null. There's a big debate in the academic world right now whether we need to include URLs anymore or not. I prefer yes, please display the URL. You will get marked down if you do not display the URL. So then you're going to create the citation. And what's great about EasyBib is that it tells you, oh look, here's your citation here, but if you go down farther, it starts putting them all in alphabetical order for you, everything you've done. So I've done a couple of these twice. Let me delete my duplicates. That's a duplicate, and then I did the Skidmore one twice. That's a duplicate. All right, but you won't have duplicates because you won't have done this twice already. I've done it 3 times now. One more. Okay, anyway, so it puts it in alphabetical order for you. And what's really cool that I just figured out about this today, after messing around with Google Docs for like half an hour trying to figure out how to make it indent correctly, I found out that EasyBib.com will export it for you. So say you're all done. Remember, you need to put on your source page every website, every book that you viewed. Remember, I didn't make you actually cite it. So anything that you read and you think you may have pulled information from, go ahead and put that on your easybib.com and do a source for it. Any photograph that's not listed as royalty free. So, for example, I used this photograph. Let me find it for you. I went to Google, I did an image search, and I used this photograph. I need to visit page right there. Hopefully it will load. Visit the page. And then I need to cite the page I got that photograph from, because that photograph is not listed over here as royalty free, or if you go to the website, it's not listed as royalty free. If you remember my trading card, so this photo was not listed as royalty free. However, this one down here, that little labyrinth I used, is listed as royalty free, meaning it's free and I don't need to pay for it. And it even said that I didn't need to cite it. They didn't care on the website. So that is why I did not cite that one. Let's see, where is... Okay, well, my web browser is having issues. But I would visit page and I would see that and cite the page it came from. So like I was saying, say you're all done. You should have probably 3 sources at least. 3 reliable sources, no Wikipedia. You're going to give a check mark down here to any of the sources that you want, that you did and you want included on your works consulted. And then up here it says save for later, share, or export. You want to export, and you're going to save to Google Docs. And this is the really cool thing that I figured out this morning. Didn't know this before. It's going to format everything for you. It's going to format your line spacing, your margins. It's going to put them in alphabetical order, all that for you. So it says file successfully uploaded to Google Docs. Go to Google Docs. So I clicked on go to Google Docs, and if I'm already logged into Google, then it's already going to come up. And this is the title in my Google Docs, so I probably want to rename it something that I'm actually going to remember, like the CS Works Consulted page. That way I will know which one. So well, first of all, I didn't ask you to cite anything on your card. You don't have parenthetical citations on your trading card at all, at least I don't. So we need to change this from a Works cited page to what we called a Works Consulted page. So change the title from Works Cited to Works Consulted. Make sure, double check it's all in alphabetical order. Yes, D comes before S, comes before T, all that. And some things you need to know about Works Cited or Works Consulted page generally. Their margins need to be 1 inch. Ooh, why is this one not 1 inch? So double check, make sure everything's 1 inch. It should be 1 inch. Hopefully this doesn't mess it up. Okay, it's all 1 inch. It needs to be double spaced. This is double spaced. If you wanted to check that, you would go Format, Line Spacing. It's on double. It needs to have what's called a hanging indent, which means that the first line is flush all the way to the left, but the second line of any source is indented. That's what I couldn't figure out how to do in Google Docs this morning, but EasyBib.com did it all for me. Awesome website. Love it. Now, because we're turning in our Works Consulted separate from our trading card, I'm going to have you go ahead and hit enter, then go back up, write a line, and put your JCS proper heading on it. So your full name, the course, no, not the course. Yeah, the course, ELA 6, the date, which this is due for 24/15, and then the project is Mythology Trading Card. Okay, and then everything else should still be cited and formatted correctly, and that's it. That's how you do it. It will take you maybe 5 to 10 minutes max if you had a lot of sources. Let me know if you need any help. No.